Today I will be showing you how to make this scrap yarn beanie. It is so cute and fun and a little chaotic, and I just love it so much. I've already made two, and so let's get started. Today we will need a measuring tape, some scissors, a tapestry needle, and a hook. I am using the 5.5mm hook, but feel free to use whatever suits your yarn the best. I am also using weight 4 yarn. I have a whole bunch of scraps and leftovers, and I'm also using some black just to break up all these colors. But feel free to use whatever yarn you have. To get started, we are going to need to know how to make the magic knot. This is how we are going to connect all our scraps together. So lay out your yarn like so, and then you're going to grab the green yarn and put it over the pink. Then grab the tail and put it underneath both the pink and the green yarns. You're going to form a little loop like this, and then grab the green tail and put it through the loop. So you are simply tying a little knot around the pink yarn. Now you're going to do the same on the other side. Take your pink and put it over the green, and then take the pink tail and put it underneath the pink and green. And now take the short pink end and put it through the loop, and then you can pull tight. Okay, go to the green and pull it tight as well, and grab the long ends of each color and pull tight. And that's your magic knot. Okay, I'm going to show you again. I'm taking my green end and picking another color. Okay, so lay it out like this. Take this orange yarn and put it over the green. Then sweep the tail underneath both the green and orange. Now take this short end and put it through the hoop and pull tight. Okay, put the green over the orange. Pull the green tail underneath both yarns, and then take the green tail and put it through the hole. Okay, and pull tight. Pull the orange one tight as well, and then pull the long ends together to form the knot. Now that you know the magic knot, you can either join all your scraps before you start crocheting, or you can join a few at a time, which is what I personally like to do. I like to join as I crochet because then I get to pick the colors that go after each other and I know how it looks, but it is completely up to you. So go ahead, join your yarn, and then we'll get started. Now we're going to start crocheting. We will be starting off with a slip knot. So go ahead and put the slip knot on your hook, and then we will start by chaining 42. So go ahead and chain 42, and I will meet you back once you have 42. Okay, so now I have my 42 chains. It should measure about 13 inches. If you are using different yarn or you have different tension, just make sure that your beginning chain measures about 13 inches, because that will fit the average adult size head. Okay, so now we are going to half double crochet into the second chain from the hook. There's the first and the second chain. Yarn over into the second chain, insert your hook, draw up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Okay, that's a half double crochet. You're going to do the same thing in the next chain. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Okay, once again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. So continue making half double crochets in each chain across until you reach the last 5. Here I am at the end of row 1. I have half double crocheted across and I have 5 chains left. Okay, and you are going to single crochet instead of half double crochet in these last 5. So insert your hook, draw up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook and pull through 2, and that's a single crochet. So once again, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. So continue single crocheting in the last 5 stitches. Okay, and this is our last one. At the end of the row, you are going to chain 1 and turn. So now we are at the beginning of row 2, and from now on we are going to be working in the back loop only. So if you look at this V on top of the stitches, typically we would work through both loops. That's the front and back loops. But for this row, we are only going to be working through the back loop. See, it's the one that's farthest away from you. So let's insert our hook again. And we are going to start off this row with 5 single crochet on top of the 5 from the row before. So single crochet in the first 5 stitches. Back loop only. After your first 5 single crochet, we will be half double crocheting across, back loop only. So from now on, in each row, we will be working only in the back loops. So be sure to remember that. So as you crochet, you want to make sure that your ends do not get stuck in your stitches. So if you see that they're not on one side clearly, make sure to pull the little ends out so they are visible, and then just continue crocheting. Here we are approaching another knot, and sometimes as you crochet, the knot will get stuck in your stitch, so you just have to maneuver the knot through the stitch. I would say this is probably the hardest part of this entire project, is just making sure the knots and ends don't get stuck in your stitches. And so just pull your knot through, make sure to pull your ends through as well. And once they are free, you can just continue crocheting. We are now at the end of row 2, and on the last half double crochet, I always like to work through both loops rather than just the back loop. And so you're going to insert your hook through both the front and back loops and just make a regular half double crochet. Okay, after you have finished the last half double, chain 1 and turn. And now we will be working half double crochets all the way down until the last 5, and then the last 5 stitches you will put 1 single crochet in each stitch. So let's put our first half double crochet in, back loop only, and just continue half double crocheting in each stitch across. As I mentioned earlier, I like to tie my yarn as I crochet. So here I am reaching an end, and I'm just going to quickly do a magic knot to attach a new section of yarn. And then after you've attached it, you just continue crocheting. As you can see, the ends of this knot are showing on the opposite side of all my other ends. And so I'm just going to crochet a few stitches and then show you what to do. Okay, as you can see, all the tails are on the opposite side, my back side of my work, and then I have one tail that's just on the front. So when that happens, insert your hook from the back and pull your ends through so that all your ends are on the same side. And that way you will have one side that is messy with the ends showing, and then you have one side that is very neat with no ends showing. So here we are at the end of row 3. I have 5 more stitches left, and in those 5 stitches we're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, and once you reach the end of the row, simply chain 1 and turn. To start row 4, you will begin by single crocheting in the first 5 stitches in the back loop only. After you completed your first 5 single crochet, you will continue by half double crocheting in each stitch across in the back loop only. So just continue half double crocheting all the way to the end, and you will continue on repeating these 2 rows until you have 46 rows total. So go ahead, complete your 46 rows, and I will meet you back there. So here I have completed my 46 rows. As you can see, on one side I have a straight edge, that is my half double crochet side, and on the other edge I have the single crochet side, and that's going to be the top of the beanie where we cinch it up later. And all my ends are on one side and my other side is completely clean. Before we move on, we just want to make sure it is the correct size. So grab your measuring tape, stretch out your panel a little bit, and you are measuring on the half double crochet side, and you want it to be around 21 inches. If your panel is too long or too short, just add or subtract a few rows to get it to 21 inches. And also keep in mind, do not fasten off yet because we will be seaming it together in a little bit. But before that, we will brush out the ends. So what you're going to need is a scrap piece of paper. I just took a blank piece of paper and folded it in half. And also you will need a brush with metal bristles. I'm not really sure what this is called, but it is a type of dog grooming brush, and it works perfectly for this project. If you don't have it, you can also use a fine-tooth comb. I'm sure that would work as well. And so to get started, you're going to place your blank piece of paper underneath your tails, like so. And then grab your brush, and you're going to hold on to that knot very tightly so that your stitches do not get pulled, and then brush out the ends. The more you brush it, the fluffier it will get, and so it's completely up to you. A little bit of yarn will come out, and that is completely normal. So move on to the next one. Hold your knot very tightly and just brush it out. As you are brushing, be super careful not to let any of the bristles catch any of your stitches, because if your stitches get pulled, it is very hard to fix that. And so just work carefully and go through all your ends and keep brushing them out. Now that I have all my ends brushed out, I like to just go through and give them a little haircut and clean up the ends. I look for the ones that are particularly long or uneven, and I just give them a little trim. It just makes it a little neater. I don't trim all of them, I just pick and choose which ones I want to trim. And also when you trim the top, it gives it a nice straight edge, so it just makes it look a little cleaner. This step is completely optional, but just go through and pick out some ones that you would like to trim and cut the tops off of them. And then after this, we can begin seaming. So I just finished trimming all the brushed bits, and now we can begin seaming. So you're going to fold your beanie in half. You want the side with the tails facing towards you. Grab your hook and insert your hook into the last stitch of row 46. This will be on the half double crochet side. And what you're going to do is chain 1 and then flip your work around. And you are going to find the very first stitch. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's going to be the first stitch. Insert your hook under both loops on the front and find the first stitch on the back and insert your hook. And now you're going to pull your yarn through and through the loop on your hook as well and slip stitch. So find the next stitch and the next stitch on the back and slip stitch. And all you're going to do is slip stitch in each stitch, going through both the front and back panels. You're going to slip stitch all the way to the top, and you will end up with a total of 41 slip stitches, since you have 41 stitches. So I am going to finish slip stitching to the top, and I will meet you back up there. So I have just reached the top and finished all my slip stitches. Before you fasten off, make sure to put the beanie on your head to make sure it is the correct size. If it is the correct size, you can go ahead and cut and fasten off. Just pull tight. And now we are going to use our tapestry needle to sew up the top. So take your yarn and thread it through the needle. And now we will be working on the single crochet side. And we are going to be weaving our needle through the edges of each row. So we're going to start with the first row. You are going to insert your needle into the edge and catch at least 2 loops. And then you're going to fold the edges of your single crochet rows into a zigzag fashion. And so I'll show you one more time. Just fold it up. You don't have to be super neat about this. And just insert your hook into the edge. Be sure to catch at least 2 threads at a time. So one more time. I'm going to go through the purple. See how there's 2 loops on the needle, and then 2 loops on the yellow, and then the black. And then once you have a few rows, just pull tight. And you are going to continue threading through the top of the beanie, going through the edges, catching at least 2 loops on each row. Once you have a few rows, you can pull tight. And so continue your way all the way around, forming a zigzag pattern, threading your needle through and pulling tight. So I have just finished weaving all the way around, and as you can see, there is a little hole at the top. So just pull your yarn super tight to cinch it all in. Make sure you pull super tight. And then next, we will be weaving through the center of the hole. So catch some yarn on both sides and just weave your needle directly through the middle, pull tight, and now go through in another direction. I do this about 2 to 3 times until I feel that it is very secure. So just catch a little bit of yarn on both sides. I'm going to go through this one more time. Once your needle is through, just pull it super tight, and now the top should be very secure. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the other side. So let me just turn this inside out. As you can see, there are no holes and no gaps. It is very tight. And now all we have to do is weave in our tail. And since I am using a black yarn, I will be picking a black row to weave this in. So take your needle and just go in about 2 to 3 inches deep and pull through. I am going to go a little deeper because that was not quite 3 inches. So generally when you are weaving in your ends, you want to go through the same area in opposite directions at least 3 times. So this is my second time. I am going back up towards the center. And then I'm going to finish off by going one more time back down to the brim. And now that you have done it 3 times in opposite directions, your end will be super secure and there's no chance that it will come out. So go ahead and cut, and you are all done. Thank you so much for watching. If you decide to make this, please feel free to tag me at Crochet Belle because I absolutely love seeing all your work.